U.S. court weighs halt to Minnesota immigration raids as Trump sends border czar amid public outcry. The United States finds itself at the center of a growing constitutional and political confrontation as a federal judge considers whether to pause the Trump administration's aggressive immigration crackdown in Minnesota following the fatal shooting of the U.S. citizen that has ignited nationwide backlash. On Monday, U.S. District Judge Katherine Menendez acknowledged that extraordinary nature of the case as she heard arguments seeking to temporarily restrain federal immigration operation in Minneapolis and St. Paul appointed by former President Joe Biden. Menendez noted that the situation presents few legal precedents, underscoring how sharply current events have departed from established norms. At the heart of the dispute is a sweeping enforcement operation involving nearly 2,800 federal agents, more than the total number of local police officers in the region, according to state officials. Minnesota authorities and city government argue that masked, heavily armed agents have engaged in unlawful conduct, including warrantless home raids and racial profiling actions they say violate constitutional protections and public safety. The Trump administration has forcefully rejected these claims, dismissing the legal challenge as an attempt to subordinate federal law enforcement authority to state objections. Administration lawyers warned that granting such a pause would dangerously undermine federal immigration enforcement nationwide. The controversy is reverberating far beyond Minnesota. Recent Reuters polling indicates that even within Trump, a Republican base, support for uncompromising enforcement is softening, with 39% of respondents favoring minimizing harm even if it results in fewer immigration arrests. In Washington, the standoff has spilled into fiscal politics. Senate Democrats have pledged to oppose new funding for the Department of Homeland Security, raising the prospect of a partial government shutdown. Meanwhile, some Republicans who last year backed a major expansion of immigration enforcement budgets are now demanding answers for the administration. As Judge Menendez weighs her decision, the case has become a defining test of federal authority, civil liberties, and executive power in Trump's second term, placing the United States once again at the center of an intensifying national and international debate over the limits of immigration enforcement in a democratic society.